Well, hello there. Can anybody hear me? Is my volume good? Do I need to turn the mic up? Is the mic good? Well, hello there. Can anybody hear me? Is my volume good? Do I need to turn the mic up? Is the mic good? All right, bottom line. All right, well, welcome in. We're gonna do a little CRJ flight coming out of Memphis. Beautiful plane here. Holy shit! I know it's loud outside because we're on VATSIM. We're on VATSIM and we're about to start this plane up and get this thing rolling. So I've already pulled a lot of numbers and stuff. I still got to pull up the ground frequency and stuff. Ground is 1219. Tower is 1197. And departure is 1258. And then we got center at 13255. 2.55. All right, so yeah, we're gonna do a little fun flight here in the CRJ cockpit. We are cold. We're very cold and very dark right now, so we need to get this aircraft alive and bring the systems up and get everything rolling. Got the EFB up. Got our weather pulled up. All that's ready to go. So ground power is already connected. So we'll go ahead and turn on our battery and then turn on our ground power. The plane pretty much becomes alive. So bottom line, at this point we just kind of don't worry about all the bells and whistles going off right now. We just kind of relax and we look over everything. Everything looks good. We can go ahead and look at our overhead, which is not that much. There's not a lot over here on the overhead compared to like a Boeing, other aircraft. So we'll go ahead and flip on our nav lights and our logo lights. I'm going to go ahead and file my flight plan. I'll probably get a PDC. I can tune into ground right now, which is 1219. So we can go ahead and tune in frequency to ground. So let's go ahead and do that and see if we get anything. Alright, not hearing anything on the ground frequency, but that's alright. So nav and logo lights are on. Then we'll go over here and look at our other lights, which is the emergency arm. Put that at arm. I like to put my seat belts at auto and then the no smoking at on. But for this flight, you are more than welcome to smoke as much weed as you want. That does not matter. It does not dictate how this flight will go. Looking around here, after the overhead, pretty much we've got the hydraulic.
5624 Quebec Tower now 119.7.
Okay, so we got some frequency there. Nice.
Tower on 119.7, Blue Street 5620, 40 to go on.
Alright. So our next step will be to pretty much turn on our nav alignment here. So we'll go ahead and get that going. If I can get my mouse right here. Oh shit. Boom, nav. Boom, nav.
Visual aircraft, Memphis.
So we're going to let that kind of chill for a minute.
Hotel, 5 Colonel, Terminal 3011.
We've got our flight plan imported. We're going to look at our iPad here on the side, So we're going to send this to our FMS and we're going to set our payload fuel. So we're already fueled up. We already got payload. We can turn on some integrity lights if we want to. If we want to light things up a little bit. kind of brighten things up. So we're right now on ground power. We have not started anything like the APU or anything like that. So we're going to go first into our init, it's already brought in our flight plan and everything, but we're going to hit index first, and then we're going to go to position, and we're going to put in the airport that we're at right now, which is Memphis, KMEM. Memphis is entered, and it pretty much shows a GPS, you know, like a latitude, longitude waypoint. So if we go to our next page, we're going to get our GNSS1 position. We're going to grab that, go back a page, and set that in the position. So we're still waiting for everything to kind of line up and whatever. Our flight level is flight level 350, so we're going to go ahead and just leave that alone for now because we have to do what's called a SID, a standard instrument departure. So we go here to charts. Coming out of Memphis, our SID will be the crossing 7. So we want to see what our top altitude is here. For crossing 7, looks like it is 5,000 feet. Coming out of all these runways, so the same altitude out of all these runways. They follow the same procedure, 5,000 feet. So we can go ahead and set that. We're at 10,000 right now, so we'll drop that down to 5. Make sure we're in compliance with the departure, the departure standards. So after that, we got the position entered. We'll go ahead and come back down here to the FMS flight management computer or system, whatever you want to call it. The positions has been entered. So now we can select our departure, which is the Carson 7 to Hums, and we should be coming out of runway 36 left. So put in runway 36 left. Boom. Transition Hums. Make sure that's all looking nice. Boom. And then from here, our arrival going into Indy will be the Smokes 3. Smoke them if you got it. The Smoke 3 via Ember. So we're smoking out of an Ember, and we're going into 23 left. The ILS. We could do a transition Clang or Larry. Shout out to Larry. And we'll go ahead and enter that in. So at this point, I want to go ahead and talk and start talking and getting my clearance. So I'm going to go ahead and file the flight plan, and hopefully I get everything right. Memphis Ground, good evening. It's Endeavor 4429 with Golf, clearance IFR Indianapolis International. Alright, well, tower is now, the ground is gone, so now we got to go to tower, which is 1197, which is why you pretty much haven't heard anything on the ATC. So let's get over here to our tower. Let's get our clearance, then we can just kind of get everything else set up and go from there. I just got a PDC, so squawking 0725 in the box. 5,000 feet, 350.
Memphis Tower, good evening, United 1794, establish ILS 36 left.
Departure is 1258.
Memphis Tower, wind 070 at 4, runway 36 left, clear to land.
36 left, clear to land, United 1794.
Alright, so altitude has been set to 5,000. Now we just pretty much got to put our performance stuff in, so we can switch over here and then get all of our performance stuff pulled in. Boom, boom, boom. We got, make sure we check our legs menu always, and just make sure you got any weird discontinuities taken out of there. That discontinuity right there is normal. That's expected. Got about an hour flight coming here out of Memphis to Indy. 7. Alright, so let's go ahead and set our squawk and get everything kind of rolling with that. Do this, do that. So our squawk is 0725. So we want to bring this down to 07. And bring this up to 25. Then we put this from standby down to the left side. Boom, our squawk is set. Pretty much we just got to do the performance stuff. So let's go ahead and knock that out. Flight level is 350, so we go do F350. Boom. Our alternate cruise altitude will be 10,000 feet. Go ahead and execute that. Go back to the next screen here. Our winds, which is our climb, cruise, and descent. We got M0 to start. P1 then P5. So P1 there, P5 there. Go ahead and execute that. Hit up the next page. ETD is
United 1794, right when able.
1258.
You can taxi to the ramp via Mike Tango, and Papa 1.
Our res is 1745.
Contact me for taxi.
Yep, Roger, United 1794, look you right whenever.
Number 2845 Romeo, runway 36 right, clear for the option.
Cleared for the option 36 right, 2845 Romeo. By the way, thanks for hanging out so late.
No problem.
I thought this guy was like a bot, but like he's not, dude. He's fucking he's a real dude. All right, so we're fueled up. We pretty much got our plane kind of configured. Go ahead and turn on our window heat lights, which we just turned on. We're gonna go ahead and start the APU. We hit that button.
1794, request taxi, gate C11.
We got APU and byte. The APU is open, which is this little tiny flap right here that just opened up. You can see it right here in the center of the screen. That's the flap, just open.
Taxi to parking via Mike 6.
Now we can start the APU.
Uniform.
So as the APU starts, we can turn on our flight directors, and we can also set our altimeter, which is 3010. So we'll go ahead and set that barometric pressure, which is 3010 on the ground here at Memphis. Boom, 3010 is set. V-speeds are set on the flight director on the left there, or the flight display, primary flight display, as I should say. Yaw dampers are on, transponders on, everything looks good there on the cross check. So we're pretty much ready to push back and get going, get kind of rolling. We just got a couple other things to worry about, which is our hydraulic pressure. Boom. Let's turn all that on because the plane's like, hey, you should turn on your hydraulic pressure. Yaw dampers, give me shit on that. So we'll put the yaw damper. Boom, yaw damper's gone. Alright. So we're pretty much ready to push. So I'm going to give it a call here. And looking at where we are on the airport, we need to pull that up real quick. Hey, Mac and Cheese Bites, thanks for coming in and chatting. I'm going to pull up our charts. And let's go to where we're at right now at the airport and see where we're at. I'm trying to come out of 3-6 left, which is way over here. So we want to go nose left, tail right. See if I can get a call out here. Memphis ground, good evening. This is number 4429. Golf, ready to push and start.
Delta 4429, Memphis Tower. Push at the ramp, your own discretion.
All right, I'll push and we'll call for taxi. Thank you, Delta 4429. All right, so give me just give me like 30 seconds. Gotta step away.
Delta 3204 ready for push and start.
Delta 3204, Memphis Tower, squawk mode Charlie.
Copy that. Squawk mode Charlie is on. Delta 3204.
Delta 3204, got you now, and push at your own discretion.
Copy that, thank you.
Alright, I'm back on here. Just a couple quick things. We're gonna push. We got push at discretion here. I think we're taking 3-6 left, so we're gonna push nose to the left and tail to the right. And we're gonna hopefully get taxiway Juliet to Papa. And then we'll take Mike all the way down to 3-6 left for a takeoff. So we got a pretty good taxi in front of us, guys. That sucks. I hate that, but what do you say, man? What do you say? So APU is on, so we can come off of ground power. We can turn on our fuel pumps because we're about ready to pump. I need to set the freaking landing elevation real quick. So I gotta crank this knob up here a few times. I set that way too high. Landing elevation at Indy is like 700 feet. We need 700. We're at 860. Let's bring it down a few more cranks here. We're at 560. Let's a few more up. 820. We'll get there. 680. One more crank. Boom. 700. We're good. All right. So we're pretty much ready to push. So we'll call for that. And before we do that, we gotta turn off our ground power. Disconnect that and take off the wheel chocks. And we can also turn on our air
Number
conditioning.
2845 Romeo, runway 36 right, clear for the option.
Cleared option 36 right, 2845 Rome.
We got nuts and crackers, man. Hopefully you're doing good. Good to see you up in here. But this is my Aldous up in here with the eyeballs. What's up? About to push back with the CRJ. We're doing a quick hop from Memphis, Tennessee, up to Indianapolis. So this will not be a long flight. It won't be a long flight at all. About 58 minutes up in the air. We'll just be chilling. 35,000 feet. I got this thing ready and primed to go. So we're just getting the pushback stuff set up.
Completed. Bypass pin inserted.
So here's our airframe right here. Here's the airframe. Here's the airframe. Yeah, look at the airframe. Look at the airframe. This thing is a low body airplane. You know, old school. Engines in the back. Long body airplane, man. Like, look how long that plane is. Look how far back those engines are, buddy. Man. It's a, you know, very, very nice airplane to fly. And this is a 900 variant, so there's shorter variants based, you know, there's the 550, which is like the real short buddy, little short hopper. You got the 1000, you know, this is the 900. So we're going to go nose left and tail to the right.
Release parking brakes.
It's going to tell us to release our parking brakes. We'll go ahead and cut the parking brakes off.
All engines clear. Start at wheel.
Alright, we still got to do one more thing, I think. We need to do our cruise, which is, I wrote that down, I think. 25475. Yep, 254/.75 on our cruise. We'll execute that. Alright, now it's time to start the engines. Let's go. Boom. Engine right. Engine number 2. Let's go. Hold the start button and look at the N2 here. Once the N2 here is, as you see, it's climbing. It's 20%.
Closing after you land.
Oh man.
I was actually just about to radio you to say this is going to be my last one.
Very well.
Yeah, but he's closing, he says. I got tower closing on me, so what have I got next? I got departure at... Holy shit, I gotta look at departure. I got center at 13255.
Southwest 3790, you were ready for push. We have hotel. I don't know what ramp go.
Alright. So now we can introduce fuel.
3790, push on November is approved. Face southbound. And call me for taxi.
Face off on November 3790.
Set parking brake.
Waiting your confirmation for a good engine start.
We're gonna tell them we got a good engine start so they can get off our ass. Left engine, start, boom. Now we look at the left engine, same thing. 20% on the N2.
Delta 3204 ready for taxi instructions.
Is that Delta 3204?
Yep.
Delta 3204.
Alright, 20%. Let's go ahead and throw in some fuel.
Juliet Romeo.
Juliet.
Runway 36 center via uniform Juliet.
Alright, we're getting those engines going. Beacon light should have been on, now it's on. Alright, so now we're going to get some taxi instructions, guys, and we're going to get this thing rolling.
Tow truck disconnected. Bypass pin removed. Left is clear. Right is clear.
Yeah, man, this thing is
A
fun flight, a fun plane to fly.
Back, and you can make a right turn at Papa, and then take Papa to the ramp.
Right turn on Papa, then Papa to the ramp.
Alright, we need to check one last thing. We need to go to our performance tab. We need to check our trim is at 6.7. So our trim right here is at 7.5, which is not good. We're going to put that at... Let's get the set parking brakes. I must have took those off on mistake. 6.7 on the trim, the stabilizer trim. A horizontal stabilizer trim it helps for takeoff and like stuff like that. Hopefully they're still on. Memphis Tower, Delta 4429, are we ready to taxi?
Delta 4429, runway 36 center, taxi via Juliet, give way to the Delta A320 that will be coming from uniform.
Alright, taxi via Juliet 36 center, and we'll give way to the aircraft. We're going to have to reprogram our FMS real quick, so we're not going to taxi right off the get-go here for Delta 4429. Alright, so they gave us a new fucking runway, so here we go.
Delta 4429, that was completely garbled, but you can taxi via Juliet Romeo, runway 36 center.
Alright, Juliet Romeo 36 center. Is that better for Delta 4429?
It's a little better. If you try to speak slower and clearly, it should still be fine.
Holy shit. Do I sound bad to you guys on the stream?
Memphis Tower, Mooney 642 Quebec.
Jeez. Alright, 36 center. Put that all back in there.
Number 6421 Quebec, Memphis Tower.
22 Quebec, we're at the ramp with hotel. We'd like
Shouldn't delete our V-skis and VNAV stuff.
20T, we'd like the FR flight following to Nashville at 2,500.
Well, how's the volume now? Like I took VATSIM down a little bit so you guys don't hear it as loud. Alright, so let's pull up our charts.
Number 6421 Quebec, Memphis Tower.
Via Juliet 36 center. So let's pretty much go straight out. Just follow this guy.
And Southwest 3790, we're taxi.
Alright, let's cut off the parking brake and let's roll. We're rolling, guys. We're going to follow this company in front of us.
Southwest 3790.
Volume's fine. Okay, thank you, Chris Maxwell. Like, I'm trying to make sure I balance the volume and shit.
36 center, taxi via November, Papa, Juliet, Romeo.
Alright, so our trims are set. We're going to put our flaps at 8.
36 center, November, Papa,
Flaps
Juliet,
at 8.
Romeo.
That is set.
Southwest 3790.
And for this departure,
Tower 2845.
let's review our chart real quick.
You have a wonderful night. Good job tonight.
Thank you, sir. You as well.
Parson 7. Parson 7. Pretty much a vector departure. Salon. Alright. So we should have Salon up in there. Yep. So we can pretty much go direct Salon for our vector. Take away that. Alright, let's keep taxiing. Like, we're being slow on the taxi. I'm sorry, guys. Fuck. That other Airbus got way ahead of me. I'm looking at the FMS trying to program some stuff. Alright, coming out of Memphis. Now, this is not real time, or not real time Memphis, but this is like real weather. So, if we were at Memphis, it would be clear at night, pretty much, I guess. Well, we're going to catch up. We're on Juliet Taxiway.
Delta 3204, RNAV Jax, 10704, runway 36 center, clear for takeoff.
We're going to RNAV Lizzie.
Delta 3204.
Number 6421 Quebec State, en route altitude.
I can say again for 2 Quebec.
What altitude do you want?
Alright, so departure is at 13255. So we're going to have to switch to that once we get up in the
Number
air.
6421 Quebec, do you want flight following?
State flight following.
So how's everyone's weekend? How did everybody do? Like, how's the weather? Let's talk about weather all this stuff.
Bravo, maintain VFR at or below 2,500.
I mean, I talk about weather only when I fly.
Is 132.55, squawk 1657.
There's a Memphis Past Bravo, maintain VFR at below 2,500, departure 132.55, squawk 1657 for 2 in Quebec.
Number 642 in Quebec, Quebec is correct.
Alright, we are rolling, baby. Taxi. We're taxiing to the runway to take off. Nuts and crackers. Yeah, we got meat what? Hey, Nuts, you're first class, Nuts. We'll put you as first class in this
Delta 3204
endeavor.
Memphis Center 132.55.
Copy that, Memphis Center. Good night.
So Memphis Center's 3255. We got that on the frequency. So we're gonna roll up here.
72.1 Quebec, we're ready to taxi.
Hopefully we get clearance for takeoff.
Number 642 in Quebec, you accept runway 90 for departure.
Yeah, we'd like the 2 in Quebec.
Number 642 in Quebec, taxi to runway 90.
So yeah, we're pretty much good.
That'd be a Victor.
Isolation valve is open. APU is still running. Oh shit. We gotta turn off our APU. Close the doors. APU doors are closed. Okay, good. Alright, now we're rolling hard. We're rolling hard at the runway. Holy shit. Let's pay attention to our aircraft here. Alright, let's line up with the runway.
Quebec, do you want an intersection departure?
And we're gonna hold here. We gotta hold here at these red bars.
Number 642 in Quebec.
36 center. 36 center is where they wanted us. Here we are.
We're able to see it.
We're about to enter the runway environment, so we're gonna hold the brakes, turn the lights on, turn the strobes on.
Delta 4429.
Here we go.
RNAV Slan, wind 070 at 4, runway 36 center, clear for
RNAV Slan, runway 36 center, we're clear for takeoff for Delta 4429. Here we go. We're gonna roll out. And we're going to do a rolling takeoff. We're going to hit this button here, the auto throttle button. Our flight director display went to takeoff. We're going to straighten and line up. And we're going to set takeoff power. We're going to arm our reversers and our nose wheel steering. And then we're going to set takeoff power. Here we go. Takeoff power set. And as you can see on the navigation display on the lower left right side there, we got an RNAV to Sloan, which is our next waypoint, so that's what we're aiming for. And we're going to go ahead and pick up, take off. Alright, we are positive rate on climb. Gear's going to go up. We're going to turn nav mode on and speed right off the get-go. Gears up, looking good, coming off.
Delta 4429, contact Memphis Center 132.55.
Alright, we'll go over to Memphis Center 3255 for Delta 4429. You have a great night.
See ya.
Alright, so we need to go to Memphis Center, but we need to fly our plane right now. So I'm going to turn autopilot on. I'm going to pull this down to climb. And I'm going to put our speed at a good speed right now, so we're not like at 180 knots. Put it at 200 knots. And then we're going to go over to Memphis Center 3255.
641 Quebec, you ready?
We're ready to Quebec.
Memphis Center, good evening. We are Delta 4429er, just climbing through 3,000 for 5.
Delta 4429 Memphis Center, climb maintain, level 350, your radar contact.
Climb maintain flight level 350 for Delta 4429. Boom. Already cleared up, man. That's smooth as fuck. That's how you do it, baby. Alright. So we're going to bring our speed up to 250, and we're going to go to altitude 350. Cleared up. So as you can see on the primary flight display, I'm cranking that altitude knob. That shit's annoying as fuck, but I'm doing it. This plane has like different coding to where I can't use like certain bindings. So we'll hit speed mode again. We're in nav mode. We're climbing hard, climbing fast. Holy shit! Alright, so I'm turning the altitude knob to 350. Damn. Makes it zoom in sometimes. Here we go, 350. Here we go. Almost there. Boom, 350 in the box. Nothing crackers. Dude, if Meatwad was a co-pilot, man, imagine that. I can actually go into the options here if you want to see. Let me go to the next page. Yeah, co-pilot avatar. Here we go. Yeah, there's Meatwad. Meatwad's in the fucking house. There you go, nuts and crackers. You want a Meatwad in the house? There he is. Bottom line. We can cut off our lights right now. We're passing 10,000 feet pretty much. We're climbing at like 280 speed, which is good. Alright, so we're on our way to Memphis, guys. What do you guys think? How smooth was that? Oh shit, our speed is going way up. We need to fucking control our speed. We're rocketing up. We're burning some fuel. We're burning some fuel, man. Like we're about to hit that red tape. We're at like 300 knots. Can I turn fast enough to drag a wing? I don't know, but here's a wing view. Nice wing view out of the CRJ.
563. Yep, 563. 563. iPhone copy. iPhone cancellation or something copy.
We're gonna.
Southwest 3790, pass and big hills of budget on. Those of the market.
Southwest 3790, Memphis Center, climb maintain, Delta 230.
We're holding at 10,000 for some reason. We gotta figure this out. Let's go to climb. That should put us in a position to climb here. There we go. Don't know what happened there, but we're now climbing. Memphis. Here we go. We're leaving Memphis. We're flying to Indy Dancer. We're going to Indy Dancer. Just like Bendy Dancer, I guess. Yeah, we're just flying out. For some reason now it says the fucking APU door is open. That should not be open. That should be closed. That shit should be closed. Alright, APU door is closed. Let's double check. Make sure. Yeah, the door's closed. So here we are, yeah, in the KRJ-900 taking off, man. It's a fun little plane. It's old school, you know. It's got the old school screens, you know, the old school CRTs. We're on with frequency right now. We're just flying to Indy from Memphis, so from Memphis, Tennessee to Indy. There should not be any fires or crashes, Dancer. I appreciate your concern, but I think I know what I'm doing. I've flown one of these things before, you know. I work for a big company, you know. And, you know, the lift tires on this plane, you know, the way the gear goes up and the lift tires go up, man, you can see it right there underneath. There's some of the lift tires up underneath, how they're stowed away. Always the nose gear is always protected, of course. It's a long body. This is like a long body, close to the ground, like regional jet. Like, this is not like one of your. It's like a quick hop. I've flown on one of these before. I've flown. Usually they're within like 2 to 3 hour flights. Like, they're not real long flights. They're just like real short little boom boom go 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 go. Let's get 50 people out of this airport over to this airport. Kind of shit. Holy shit, nuts. I don't even know what you got going on over there. And alright, we got to come out of altimeter. We got to go to standard altimeter as we're doing the climb. Climb looks good. Oh, I forgot to do this shit. Holy shit. I can't believe I forgot to do this. Turn off airports. There we go. There we go. Now we can see our top of descent. So in 30 minutes, we can go 189 miles. The plane is basically telling us that. It's like, hey, in 30 minutes, we're going to be descending. So we're climbing up this high, but in 30 minutes, we're going to descend. So welcome to aviation. You know, hey, we got Meatwad up next to us. Oh yeah, we can disarm our reverser thrust for right now. So what do you think of this plane, Dancer? What do you think? Would you enjoy flying a CRJ? Do you think a CRJ is fun to fly? Oh yeah, I forgot to turn the clocks. What you do is you put this on GPS and you set it. And yeah, I didn't do that, but it doesn't matter. We're already up in the air. This is flying a CRJ, so if you're sitting in this cockpit, like I said, the overhead's not complicated. You don't got that much going on. Flying the plane itself, you really have to manage your speed and watch your speed, and just find that good climb rate. Yeah, man, like this is a. I've flown on these planes before. They're not the newest aircraft, obviously. But they do a good job, and when they figure it out that it's time to decommission the plane, they decommission the plane. And I flew on one, which was they didn't even tell us this shit. So imagine, like, you're a fucking regular customer consumer out there just going on vacation. You're just doing a connecting flight from X to Z. I'm not even going to talk about the airports I flew in and out of. But I flew on a plane, okay, after boarding the plane. It was a CRJ. After boarding the plane and being all there, getting there and getting on board the plane, and the plane smelled like shit. It was like, I feel like it was on its last leg. And I was like, Jesus Christ, we're flying this god darn thing. And they're like, ladies and gentlemen, welcome aboard, or whatever, you know, all that bullshit. They're like, this flight is the very last flight of whatever the call sign or, you know, tail number of the aircraft was. It's like, oh, thank you for that. We just boarded this plane and you just told us this is the last flight for this airframe. Not very comforting, right? I think they tell you that. Yeah, and I flew on a plane for its last leg. It was its last leg, literally. I was on that flight, and it was not a fun flight. It was not a fun flight. Thankfully, it was like an hour and 20 minutes, but I did not enjoy the flight. It was shit. Let's put it that way, Dancer. So yeah. I've also been on like 9-hour flights. I've been to Argentina. I've been places. I've been to Mexico like 8 times. I almost got arrested in Mexico. That's a whole nother story. But hey, you know, I'm still here, still chilling. Alright, we're at 28,000 feet. We're climbing. We're probably going to get handed out of here. We're going to get sent off to like bye-bye frequency soon. But we're still on with center. Oh, 5 hours. Oh, okay. Hey, I mean, that's not too bad. That's not so bad. The 9 hours flight, you know. Luckily, each time I. Oh. All right, there was some. All right, there's some ATC, some comms there, and those are real people talking. They're just going, you know. I don't know, like the 9-hour flight, that was wild. That was a long time ago. I love to visit New Zealand. I think that'd be great. Australia, the Gold Coast, right? All that. Yeah. Oh, he's closing. He's closing. Buenas noches for Delta 4429. You have a good night. All right, so our frequency's going away, which I don't like. It's like what, Sunday at like 1 a.m. almost or something. Yeah, so I don't expect that frequency to be staying on. It's not like an event or anything. So, hey, he hung out with me. He got me up in the air. So now we're on advisory frequency. Close this out. I mean, yeah, I work in that travel industry, so I book people into Vegas. I book people into like Cancun, Puerto Vallarta. I book people into Costa Rica, Saint Martin, Dominican Republic, Punta Cana, Cabarete. I mean, you name the city, I probably booked somebody into it. You know, for my job, I get people on vacation and get people going places, man. That's what I like to do, you know, and that's what I do. I'm on vacation right now on a staycation. I'm not. I'm off work, but I'm not going anywhere right now. But my work has sent me to Mexico several times, all paid for, and all I had to pay for was whatever I bought while I was down there. So like all my food was paid for, the flight, everything. Like man, just so many memories, man, on these big group trips with big company trips with people that you work with, and you go off to these exotic locations and, man, live it up. It's fun. Alright, we're about to hit our cruise altitude. Looking over the clouds, we're cloud surfing, baby. We're going to pull our levers back to manual. You kind of like to do that once we hit our top of altitude. And then we're literally going to like go back down in 17 minutes. We're going to like descend. So like I have to like be very quick on the altitude that we're going to descend to, which is 6,000 feet at Ramey. You guys see that on the FMS? These are legs. These are different waypoints through the sky. Edode, Night, and then Ramey. So then we need to pick up the weather. Got to pick up the weather. So fresh weather. India's at 3020 on the altimeter, so we could probably pre-select that right now. 20 and then go right back to standard. Boom. Bam. Yeah, man, vacations are important, you know, getting out, you know, just getting out, get the fuck away from everything and just experience a new culture, you know, all that stuff. Very important. Alright guys, I'm gonna step away for like 2 minutes probably, not that long. Just give me a couple. Actually, I'll give you guys a wing view so we're not looking at instruments. And I'll be right back. Alright, Charles. Alright, Charles, I'm back. We're back. Let's go back to the flight deck, make sure we're not like overspeeding. And well, we're not really overspeeding. Right, the speed should be 280. Alright, looking good, looking good. Top of the descent is coming up here, guys, in 10 minutes. You can see right here on our nav display, it gives us our time, and it gives us our top of descent rate or time at 9 minutes and 76 miles. So this plane can go 76 miles in 9 minutes. It's pretty cool. That should not be open. It says it's open, but it's not open. Okay. It's fooling me. We can arm our reversers before our descent. We've got to set our descent altitude, which is 6,000 feet. So we'll go ahead and set that right now. As you can see on the primary flight display, flight level 350 is where we're at right now, 35,000 feet. We need to flip that down to 6,000 feet. So go ahead and do that right now. Boom, 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 boom. One more notch up, 6,000 feet. So now you can see on the primary flight display, we're at 6,000 feet, set on the altitude. 65 miles out, 8 minutes until we start to descend. Anybody still here? Who's all still here? Meatwad's still here. He's still in the he's still there. We got the co-pilot still there. But this is my alt. You retracted a message. What was that all about? Were you talking some shit? No, I'm just kidding. Maxwell's still here. Yeah, man, we're about to descend here soon. Sorry to focus on the co-pilot there. But we're coming up on our top of the descent, 55 miles, 6 minutes. Smooth flight. How do you guys think the flight's been going so far? Pretty smooth. Yeah, we're cruising right along here. Coming up on that top of the descent, you can see on the navigation display that TOD, top of descent, is coming closer and closer to us. And you can see all the data right in front of you. You can see how far we are from the next waypoint, 14 miles, until the PXV VOR. I read chat while I fly because I got an autopilot. See, I got an autopilot. I can do all the things. Here, see, I can do all the things. I can go here. I can go there. I can be all here. I can go up and down. I can go left and right. There's a bottom line. You need to unite. We all need to unite. Bottom line. You see it here? You Charles? Sorry, I had to like, Meatwad took over for a second there. Took over for a second. Well, we're back on the... Alright, we're less than 40 miles out, 4 minutes and 40 miles. So we can go 10 miles in 1 minute, pretty much, with the CRJ at full 0.81 Mach, which, as you can see, indicated on the primary flight display, that M.1 or 0.81. That's our Mach speed. So we are right on target, man. We are just cruising, baby. We are flying our asses off right now. And yes, we are producing chemtrails. You can see them better that way. Yeah, we're producing some chemtrails. Oh man, imagine the Meatwad voicemails, man. Holy fuck. That would have been hilarious. It can still be a thing, you know. Like what I've been really wanting to do on like one of my next flights is do a Meatwad voice on VATSIM, on the comms, right? Flying the plane, getting clearance, getting taxi instructions, getting takeoff clearance, getting, you know, handed off to another controller as you climb. You know, you go from tower to departure, from departure you go up to center, and like do that all in the Meatwad voice. But keep it like professional, right? Like not trolling, but just in a professional tone. I think that'd be a lot of fun. Alright, 2 minutes and 20 miles. See how quick this plane flies, man. This thing goes, baby. This thing just wants to burn fuel and just go. And the thing about the CRJ, the thing is, you have to like manage the throttle and the speed. It does not have an auto throttle. It has an auto thrust climb, but that's it. Once you're at cruise and time to go down and descend, you know, to the ground and land, you are on your own managing the throttles and the speed. You have to understand the limitations of your speed, like the standard arrival in the charts. You know, you have to follow all that. So I'm gonna refresh our weather real quick here. We're at 3020 at Indy. So we can just change that real quick. Boom, swap that back. So we're at 3020 at Indy. We're cruising at 35,000 feet, looking nice. Calls from the public wad, yeah, exactly, Chris Maxwell, exactly. Like, just imagine, like, I don't know, man, like, imagine like the degenerate streamer network, like IP2, catching up on Meatwad and putting them on the main page. You know, imagine once that happens, you know, what will he do? He's gonna have all kinds of Charles in his chat every day. And if they just go back and watch like any one of his lives right now and just just to get a gauge of who this streamer is. Like, he's ripe for that kind of shit, but he has no way to monetize or turn TTS on or any of that, fancy shit that he would call fancy shit, right? To go with it, he would just have a bunch of shitters in his chat shitting on him, like, and like, even if I have shitters in my chat, like, I don't care. It's fucking YouTube, man. Like, I don't hold a fucking, like, an allegiance to my channel and being like this big fucking streamer and influencer and all that bullshit. Like, I don't care. I think like the best content creators, like, you can look at like Lazy Gamer, for example. He has like a normal channel or a channel that he does like the true crime stuff and the chut stuff, and then boom, he has a channel that does just like gaming content. His gaming content channel just like has so many views, like tons of views, and I don't know, like, I don't try to like be any one of those kind of streamers. Like, whatever. I'm just here, just flying a goddamn plane, and we're just flying, man. That's it. That's all. Nothing more, nothing less, But we are almost at our top of descent. $26 miles. Imagine if Meatwad actually called in. That would be that would be fun. I mean, I'm just glad this stream is going better than the last one that I tried to do. It fucking, like, it was a shit show. But flying the CRJ seems to be pretty fucking cool. Like, I can't believe it says the AP Cal's open. It's not, dude. AP Cal not open, bruh. There we go. AP Cal closed. There we go. Jeez. So, hey, Chris Maxwell, how'd you find my channel? Imagine saying that to random chatters in your channel. How'd you find me? How'd you find my channel? Alright, 10 miles out, guys. 10 miles out to descent. So we'll switch to vertical speed mode, which I click that VS button right here. That'll switch us to vertical speed, and then I can control going down or up with that. And as I do that, I've got to watch my speed. So in the way physics work, right? As I go down, I want to reduce the thrust. Okay, Guided Bar, told you about it. Alright, there we go, Chris Maxwell. Understood, totally understandable. So yeah, just coming up here on the, we're 4 miles out, we're less than a minute out from our top of descent. It really wants us to go down hard, so what I'll do is I'll put the view kind of like this so you can see me moving the throttles. Like, I'm moving the throttles right now, you can see. The game likes to be stupid. Come on, alright, we're at climb. We're at climb. We're at manual. We're manual. Get out of here. Alright, anyway, we're at manual. We're still at manual. I'm going to zoom in a little bit. Oh, I think everything just fucked up. Shit. I had a crash. I think. Yep. I'm sorry, guys. Unless it'll come back. But I don't see it coming back. Fuck. God damn it, dude. That sucks, dude. Ah, damn.